My name is Kate and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I do not have an intro, so this is what you're getting. I'm not even going to start off with a disclaimer that I am months late to my own testosterone update, but I just moved. If you can't tell, there's a whole new background behind me, so I have my own place now, so that's my excuse. But yeah, I'm about a year, give or take 3 months on T, and this will probably be my final testosterone update because I'm gonna say it, my progress is slow, and I want to say a little slower than other people that are on testosterone. Does that make me a little salty? Yes, but hopefully if other people's transitions are also taking a little bit longer, or a little more longer than desirable, I will be a showcase as to you're not the only one. As I've said in my previous videos, I don't have like huge changes that I felt like warranted other videos, and I still don't feel that way about this one. Maybe because it's been so long, I don't know. But I have a little list to give you guys a little rundown of what's been going on. I feel incredibly awkward being in front of a camera. I have not streamed for months, and I also have not filmed a YouTube video in months. I apologize for any awkwardness that may come across. As a change that I've talked about in previous videos is that I had a huge increase in appetite. Since then, it's kind of plateaued. I'm back to my normal eating habits. It really spiked in the first few months I was on testosterone. I think around the half-year mark is when I was like, oh, okay, I'm back to like not being a ravenous fiend for food. I'm not exactly sure why an increase of appetite happens, but I did definitely experience it, and I definitely have heard a lot of other people talk about it. With that increase of appetite, I had some weight gain, whatever. Weight distribution is definitely different. It definitely is going more to my stomach area rather than like my hips and my butt. Before I was pre-T, I had a pretty, I don't want to say like curvy figure because I definitely wasn't, but I had, you know, like the smaller waist and the bigger hips. Since then, weight has been distributed and I am a little more of a box. Still not as much as I'd like to be, but it definitely has changed. People have been telling me that my arms are beefier than usual. I don't know. Y'all tell me. On the other side of the body aspect, I did talk a lot about body acne. That was like probably my least favorite part of my testosterone journey. I started noticing it in about like 3 months. Progressively got worse, primarily on my shoulders and my back. Since then, I'll give you a little turn around. You can definitely tell I have a little bit of scarring, but I found products that have helped me. I will put the main one on the screen somewhere when I'm editing. Forgot the name of it, but I basically leave that on in the shower for a few minutes while I'm washing my body and other things, and then I'll rinse it off, and it's basically solved the issue for me. Also, like, washing my sheets more than I used to, showering more than I used to because I'm sweating more, and my body is oilier than it was before, which is all completely normal side effects. As to body acne, can't tell right now because I'm wearing makeup. I've been fairly acne prone in the past, been very open about that on my channel. It got a lot better as I graduated high school, but since I've started testosterone, acne has become more prevalent in my life, on my face. It's nothing I haven't been used to my entire life because I've always been acne prone. Still working on it, still finding products. My skin is a little angry at me anyways because moved out of my house and the water here is different and blah 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 whatever. But yeah, more acne, whatever, nothing I'm not used to. My smell has done a complete 180. I've changed all the products I've been using. I switched to a men's deodorant. I switched to a men's body wash, and those two things have made me less stinky. Obviously, like I mentioned before, I shower more often. I could get away with like not showering every day, which sounds gross, but I didn't sweat a lot before, I didn't stink a lot before. I have very thin, fine hair, so obviously being in the shower every day was not good for it. You know, with summer and sweating more and being stinkier, I've basically started washing my body every day. Hair's a different story. My hair's not really changed. I am salty about that. A lot of people talk about getting testosterone curls. I don't know if I just changed my hair too much, but I have not noticed any change in my hair texture other than it has thinned a little bit. Obviously, I'm not balding, but I do have thinner hair than I did before. I feel like that's everyone's main concern when they go on testosterone. is hair loss. You really gotta look at genetics, you really gotta look at the men in your family. Obviously, there are preventative measures. Been incorporating more rosemary oil into my hair routine. I've been back and forth on minoxidil. I have it. I'm really bad at applying things consistently. My hair loss hasn't been so significant that I feel like I'm in panic mode trying to figure out everything to like make it better, but it definitely is in the back of my mind about preventative measures, because when I look at the men in my family, my hopes and my luck, they're not up there. But obviously having thinner hair and experiencing hair loss was something that wasn't gonna sway me away from taking testosterone like it does a lot of people, because with my dysphoria in the past, it just wasn't in my cards. I just couldn't be like so picky about it. Speaking of hair, I'm a hairier person now. Oh boy. Definitely see it most on my legs, and like I got a little happy trail going on now. My underarms, whatever, they're shaved right now because the sensory nightmare of the summer and hair is not for me. Yeah, but overall everywhere, my body hair has been thicker and whatever, and oh boy, I have like the tiniest mustache. I feel like people on testosterone, other people have had like full beards at this point. Not in my genetic table, apparently. I'm salty about it, whatever. I'll take my 13-year-old mustache and fucking run with it. Backpedaling a little bit to fat distribution, my chest has gotten smaller. Definitely don't think anything anyone else would notice, because I'm blessed to have a small chest to begin with. Things I've had before, like other shirts and stuff, are just too loose on me now, and at this point I'm taking it and I'm running with it. Stays getting smaller, so maybe I can avoid top surgery. Not because like I don't want top surgery, it's more like I don't want to spend the $1,000 on top surgery and go through the recovery process. But I'm like 90% positive that I'm going to have top surgery at one point. But for now, testosterone is shrinking my chest, and we'll see how far it takes me before I make that decision. Obviously, my voice is a lot deeper than it was in the first few months as it was dropping, experiencing a lot of voice cracks, a lot of inconsistencies. At this point, my voice has settled pretty well. I think it will keep getting lower, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm experiencing a lot less voice cracks. Thank God, because that shit was embarrassing. It is still incredibly difficult for me to cry. Definitely easier than it was in the beginning, whether it be just my emotional and mental health changing, or whether it be testosterone inhibiting me to cry. Either way, still very difficult, but actually possible now. There was a point where I was scared that I was never gonna cry again. Other than that, I feel like my changes have been pretty slower than most, I would say, or at least the creators that I see talking about their own transitions online. And at this point, I just have to be grateful that I'm on testosterone, that I'm able to afford it, I'm able to have access to it, especially what's going on in our country. But obviously I'm human, and I'm going to be jealous of other trans masculine people having faster results than I did. But if you're on testosterone and similar genetics to mine that work a little slower, hopefully my experience comforts you a little bit and lets you know that you're not alone, that it's okay that your body's taking a little longer to adjust and change to the way you want it to. But other than that, I don't really have other things to talk about. Like I said, everything's pretty slow moving, everything's pretty steady. As I continue to create content, you'll see changes hopefully, and maybe I'll bring them up here and there depending on what happens in my life. I just wanted to give you guys some closure on what my journey's been like a little bit. Obviously, once again, to like let other trans people know how testosterone affects other people and that it's different for everybody, and that's okay. Thank you once again for your patience when it comes to me and my horrible inconsistent filming schedule. So without further ado, subscribe if you want to see me pop up in your timeline maybe every few months. Like the video if you like it, leave a comment if you want to let me know what you would like to see, and dislike the video if you don't like me. I really don't care. Can't really do a proper thumbs down right now, but that's okay. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening. Goodbye.